Good evening, everybody. Sorry, that is my dogs barking, if you can hear them. Could somebody just pop in the comments if you can hear me, if I am... Hello? Yeah, I'm not sure if people can hear me yet. I've hit the go live button. Brilliant. Great. That's great. Thank you very much. And there we go. I have been playing with the StreamYard, which is great. And I can do banners now. So I've been playing around with the service for a little while to see what happens. And I'd just like to say hi to some of the people that are here today in the chat. Everybody's been chatting already so much. It's brilliant. I had a message earlier from Jonesy, who says he'll be here later. I was chatting to him earlier. Kirsty, hi Kirsty from Hearts Humble Homestead. Rob is here as always. Thank you very much, Rob. Nice to hear from you. We'll get links posted later, and I will make sure. I need to make sure, and I apologise. Rob didn't manage to get his link to show properly, so we'll make sure we sort that out today. Who else have we got in today? We have from Chicagoland. We have Robin from Robin Gardens. And Robin and Shawnee Groves did an amazing live last night, which I didn't catch because it was 3 a.m. in the morning our time. But I watched it on the replay this morning, and it was really, really good. What else is in? Everybody's saying hi to each other, which is great. Jay is in the building. Glad that I'm having my second live stream. Yes, thank you very much. Got lots more buttons this week, so I might be more distracted. Let's hope it goes well. That was yeah, it's been a learning curve, and I've seen in the chat that Jay has been dressed up as a Cookie Monster, a Sleepy Bear, or lots of things that Jay's been dressed up as, while shoveling snow. Anybody else? Trude from Trod's Garden is in watching as well. Norway's present and above freezing at last. And the snow is melting in the rain, which means less shoveling, which I guess is a good thing. I quite like a bit of snow, but it is a relief when it finally goes. Who else is here tonight? Have a look. I think that's everybody. Oh no, I lie. Debs from Deb's Veg Plot is here also. Hi, Debs. And I think I apologise if I have missed anybody, because welcome, Pete. Editing Onion News, but listening in the background. Thanks, Pete. And I will be watching Onion News later today as well. Been quite a few updates the last week or two on Onion News from other gardeners too. And welcome in. Hi, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. We can let you off 3 minutes. And good evening to Steve as well. Who is this, Sean the Gardener? Hello. I haven't seen that. I don't know. I haven't seen that. But Sean the Gardener, hello. Hello, Shawnee. Yeah, nice to see you in. Again, I apologise if I've missed anyone. Anyway, it's great to be back, and thank you all so much for tuning in. You need a moderator, so Jay Ecology is a pet. I know Jay is a perfect facilitator. I don't like to throw more on poor Jay's plate. She does so much already. I do have a facilitator who is arriving later. They're on their way as we speak home to their computer. So they will be joining us. I don't know. I did also ask. I did ask somebody else, and I don't know whether they'll be able to make it or not as well. But yes, thank you. And then I'll have to work out how to make somebody a moderator again. Anyway, welcome. It's great. I wanted to catch up on what's happening. So, updates on the produce and the self-sufficiency update. I've mentioned it briefly. I've managed to make a trade where I am going to swap some of my eggs for some milk. And one of the things that I have to show you is I've had a 1 gallon milk urn arrive. So this is what my milk will be transported in. So I'm looking forward to that. They have a huge back room on the milk parlour with a massive tank that's kind of the size of the ones you see on the back of lorries that move large quantities of liquid about. And that obviously then pumps into the lorry, but they have a tap they can let a little off for me with. So I've got that, so that's going well. One of the things I wanted to talk about, I'm just watching over the comments because it's on my banners. One of the things I wanted to talk about was ideas for recipes and things, because obviously what I usually eat is not going to be available to me. I have a picture here. So this is a typical snack for me: fresh yogurt, some cashew nuts, some chia seeds, and some berries and things. This is my typical breakfast. That's my breakfast this morning that I took a snap of. And it's just a case of my diet is going to be much more limited. So whether there will be any ideas from people of, so I have a pop-up on my screen. That's weird. Ideas of recipes. Now I had one idea because I will be getting the milk, and I'm going to have one of my earliest harvests is going to be rhubarb. And so in my head, I have a recipe that would be my rhubarb with some egg custard, but sweetened with honey, and maybe flavored with something like lavender rather than nutmeg. But any ideas people have for recipes, that would be great. There we go. Traveling Whitcombs. Oh, hi, Mel. Mel, I see Mel's arrived. Hi, Mel. Traveling Whitcombs. Ah, there we go. Hi, Traveling with Whitcombs. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody's first name. Nice to see you in. That's great. There we go. Yeah, so it's a little update about the self-sufficiency challenge. So yeah, so there are going to be challenges for recipes, and it'd be great to have ideas for recipes if anybody has any ideas. The other trade I have made is you always got Kevin for sausages. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Rob. Rob, I do always have Kevin for sausages. I still have quite a lot of pork and sausages and meat in the freezer. I'm not worried about meat. In fact, actually tonight, one of the things we ate was, it doesn't look very impressive here. I took the photo in a hurry because everybody was eager to eat. But this was a ham, a glazed ham, and it's, yeah, that's not the best picture of it, but the picture doesn't do justice just how big and juicy it was. It was really, really tasty, and that was glazed with brown sugar maple syrup. There was some cider in there, and gosh, there were juniper berries. That was the other thing that was in there. It was really, really tasty. Cherries are typically available. Okay, so Robin is saying that her cherries are available with the rhubarb, and they make loads of nice things together. So that would be, yeah. I'd have to look out for some wild cherries. I do have 2 cherry trees, one of which was damaged last year by the lambs, and the other one is a very new one. So I don't know how many cherries I will get. Probably not many, but I can look for wild cherries because they do grow in hedgerows here. That would be a good idea. Oh, thanks, Rob. It tasted very good. The other thing I've made, and this is kind of, I've literally got it here. I've been testing, so I dug up my very small harvest of Jerusalem artichoke, and I made them into chips because I had heard that if you make them into chips, they don't give you gas. And I tried some the other day, and the good news is they don't give you gas. They're really quite crispy and tasty, but I won't eat too many on camera because you don't really want to watch me munching. And they're really good. And those are just seasoned with salt and pepper and ground garlic. So that was really nice. I'm pleased with that. Yeah, trades. So where am I to with the trades? Yeah, so I have milk trade is the biggest one. I will have honey as well from some people who farm across the road from me. My friends Barney and Vicky at their farm Bray Cord. What that's going to open up for me having the milk though is the ability to um, the ability to have a go at making some cheese, which is really exciting. So I have been studying for the last 2 or 3 days and researching like mad how to make cheese. And I've learned about something called clabbering. Yeah, Shawnee, some jokes. That's oh, Dave's going to be streaming. Yeah, he's streaming tomorrow, isn't he? Yeah, I've already got that on notification, Shawnee, and that will be good. But yes, air fryer, 7 minutes, 200 degrees. I'm going to put a little video out. I tried them the other day. I ate a few. I didn't have a massive amount because I've had artichoke before, and I've learnt moderation is key. But they did not give me any side effects that were unwanted. So I was really, really pleased about that. But what is coming up, an exciting project for me coming up, is going to learn how to make clabber, so clabbering milk, and then using that clabber to make some cheese. And it's going to be fun to follow because, in all honesty, I don't know if I can do it, and I don't know if it will work. It might be a science experiment in bio warfare. You know, you'd only feed it to your worst enemy. But it'll be fun to try, and it'll be fun to show the process and see how it goes. And it's no good. I don't think people learn when you present something that you've done and you know how to do, and you've done it really, really well. And like, oh, look at this fantastic thing. I think sometimes it's good to show, like, hey, this has gone really, really wrong as well. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but it will be fun. Mozzarella. I might make some mozzarella, but if I'm being true to the challenge and only trading for what people have grown locally, to make the mozzarella, to get the curds to split, you either need to use apple cider vinegar, which I've been reliably told does not taste good. It leaves a strange tang to whatever you're making. White vinegar, which I don't have access to. I don't know anyone that makes it either. Or lemon juice, and lemons just don't grow in Cornwall at all. So mozzarella, maybe. I will be making cottage cheese though. Cottage cheese can be made with clabber, so I'm going to have a go with that. Oh, sourdough bread with a homemade starter. Oh, Yeah. Oh, welcome, Sean the gardener. Nice to see you here. Just snuck in. Sourdough bread. I'd love to make bread. I don't think grains are reality, although we do know that Kirsty is on tonight, Heart's Humble Homestead, and she is growing grains. So maybe maybe there'll be a long distance, a slightly longer distance trade, or maybe Kirsty, I'll watch Kirsty's videos and get some tips and grow some grain. I don't know. I might have bitten off more than I can chew. But Kirsty has an amazing channel. It's absolutely fabulous, and she has a really good video on making your own homemade sourdough starter, how to do that, and when it's ready to use, and everything you'll need to know to make a starter and start using it. So that's good. The other part of the preparations I've got going on is I'm trying to get growing as quickly as possible. How am I finding the speed of stream? Oh, Jimmy's got a question. How are you finding the speed of StreamYard compared to YouTube? Well, the chat comes through at the same speed of as it does in YouTube. It's exactly the same chat, but that fairly flies anyway. But what you have on StreamYard, which is a little bit different for me, Jimmy, is you've got lots of tabs at the side, so you can select banners, and then you've got like a list of banners that you can scroll at the bottom. You've got another window you can open for the chat. There's a private chat for people that are within the studio, which there's nobody in the studio. There's no panel members tonight. There are all sorts of tabs that I haven't checked out, but there's also a row of buttons underneath the screen where I'm looking, where you can press some of them. You can see, you can kind of, oh dear, it doesn't do that. There, you can kind of move around where you are on the screen and who's on the screen, depending on what you've got. And if you put something on the screen, it'll move it over. So it's a lot more distracting. There's a lot more going on, Jimmy. It is harder keep track of all the different things, but yeah, good question. And now I've got bits of artichoke in my mouth from earlier when I tasted that artichoke. What was it? I was going to say something and it's gone from my mind. Yes, so the other thing, because this is starting and I've probably got 6 weeks left now, what I have started to do is ramp up my sowing and growing. So this is my little grow tent. These are my first lot of chilies to come up. And at the back there, these are my main crop of chilies. These were really just like germinations that they were. And there's a goes long there. I will be entering Jason from allotment of the chili challenge growing contest this year. And this is very exciting. That is the very first little sprout on my sweet potato where I'm making the sweet potato chips. And that is the very first pokey up little bit of ginger from my ginger starts that I started about 6 weeks ago. And those are, those are my onions, the Peach Mouse giant onion growing contest. Some of the older leaves started to die back, but they're being replaced with new ones. So I'm trying to get ahead. Yeah, I'm trying to get ahead with that. I have lots and lots of trays and seeds prepared for starting. Yes, Jason's chili challenges are great, and he very kindly sent me some seeds because he asked me if I was joining. I went, well, I would, but I don't enjoy hot chilies. To be fair, Jason, I like medium heat, and he very much likes to have the very hot chilies. That's what he really enjoys. So he sent me some sweet, mild chilies with a mild heat, and then he also sent me some Joe's Long so I can join in the challenge as well. Chili challenge. Okay, you can join in, Shawnee, if you want to. I'm sure Jason would have you. You just need to get your hands on. If you want to do the longest chili, you need Joe's Long cayenne peppers, I think. And for the largest volume of chilies from one chili plant. You can select any variety, but do check on his channel, Allotment of the Dead, if you do want to join him with that, because I'm going to have to go back and check the rules myself, to be fair. But yes, Jason's chili challenges are great. Onion growing content, yes. So Pete Trenouth from Pete's Cornish Garden is listening in. He has his onion show on Friday evenings. It's 9 p.m. our time. It'll be in an hour and 40 minutes of your time after I'm done. Yes, Jimmy, thank you for the onions are okay. I had the same as you, where you had your lid on and it was squashing your onions on the top. I didn't keep my eye on mine, and mine grew up into the rack above. So I've had to take some of the onion tops off because they were a bit damaged. So they're not as good as they could be. But thank you. But that's where I am. Have I got, so Kirsty's asking, have I got any seed sprouting and microgreens? I've got all the trays ready and all the microgreens. I think I'm going to have to lean on them. Loads of peas for pea shoots. Pea shoots are one of my favourites. I think I'm going to have to rely on them so heavily I might be really fed up with them if I start them too soon. So my plan is to wait until the first week of February and really start planting one tray every day, because it takes 2 to 4 weeks, depending on what you're growing, for them to be ready to eat. I mean, you've got some cress and mustard seeds only take a few days really, but then you've got something like pea shoots take a bit longer. So I'll start sowing those in earnest kind of between the 8th and 14th of February, and then just make sure there's a tray a day, so that when they come to harvest there will be a tray a day. So that's always going to be something. I've always got meat. The other thing I've got ready, I've had chitting. Oh, hang on, let's move that. I don't know if you can see. There we go. Hold it up to the camera. I've got some little chits starting. Now these I picked up. I have ordered my potatoes, and I can't remember where from. It's somewhere online. So I've got 6 kilos of seed potato arriving, not because I wanted a massive quantity, but I've ordered a few different sorts. But these, I just got 7 seed potatoes from B&M for a couple of pounds. These ones are called Rocket, and you're supposed to be able to plant them under cover really early and get a crop in mid-May. And I think by mid-May, because I'm starting on the 1st of March, by mid-May, I think potatoes are going to be really welcome, because I don't have much left over, the carbohydrate class of food. So I'm going to try and build some cold frames, get these planted in early February and mulched really well. And that will be another experiment to see how quickly and how early I can get potatoes. We've got Pete there. Yay, onions. Yes, Pete, yay, onions. And I'm looking forward to onion news later, because Friday night is onion night. I'm a bit behind. A raisin cinnamon sour bread would make good French toast. It would. Yeah. No raisins. I'm going to have to do something about grains. I don't know. Look, there you go. Just in from the pub. No, Sean. Pete's been at work all day. He's rushed home from work to sort out his onion video for tonight. I don't think so. Rob is saying about his onions. I've been watching your onion videos, Rob. They're not. They're not. Maybe they're not as you would usually grow them. Steve saying hi to Pete. Yes, multitasking is really hard. Oh, we got there. Bow ties and midges, long seeds. Mine were not long last year. Oh, okay, that's kind. So bow tie Dave is sending some seeds to Robin Gardens, so you can join. So Robin, does that mean you are joining in the chili challenge again? I know you did it last year. Like, Jimmy, you're only editing, stop whining, Pete. I have to say, when I'm editing and I'm in here, no one dares come in unless they've got a cup of tea in their hand. Yes, rocket potatoes. So there are two. There's one called Swift, which I couldn't get hold of. It will come in the post, and that's first early. And rocket is another first early. Planting in February is too early usually, but if I put them under cover and mulch them really well with lots of straw, I'm going to try growing them roof stout method. So they'll be put on the surface of the soil, which I'll try and warm up first by having the cold frame there and some black plastic. Plant them on the top, warm a compost on top of that, and then I'm going to really fill that with lots of straw and hope that the potatoes go up through that, and that insulates them enough so they start growing in February and March. And then hopefully by second week of May, I might maybe have some potatoes. It won't be a massive crop, there'll be new potatoes, but just a little bit of something. Hi, Carol. Thank you for popping in. That's lovely. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much. Yes, I do. I do have a panel. I have Donald Trumpkin, and I have my little potato friend too. A panel of 3. So Rob has I've got some potato seeds arrive, or seed potatoes arrive a couple of weeks ago. Only opened the box yesterday, and they've got shoots. You don't want that. You want them short and stubby, don't you? That's probably because they were in the box. We need to put them somewhere light for those stuff. Yes, thank you, Debs. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, folks. Yeah, local B&Q and selling potato £5 a bag, not many tubers. Yeah, I found that. I was ordering online. I was looking online, and where I found a good price, I was like, oh, that's really good. A bag of netted potatoes, and that kind of corresponds with what I think is a good value. And then when I kind of was reading through, you're getting 5 seed potatoes, and instead of like a bag that would give you a crop. And that's fine if that's all you want. It's not worth wasting money on buying a lot of potatoes if you're growing in half a dozen buckets. You don't want massive potatoes, especially if you want to try more than 1 or 2 varieties. But when you're trying to be self-sufficient and only eat what you grow, you need a larger amount. And you when you're doing the comparisons, especially online, you really do have to look at the quantities and how many seed potatoes or what the weight is versus other things. It's not as straightforward. I think that strategy of planting a crop with multiple varieties to have a succession harvest for yourself. Yes, absolutely. Succession is going to be, this is going to force me to do several things, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing it. The first thing it's going to force me to do is remember to do my succession sowing, because I will either be hungry, fail in the challenge, and then have to fess up that I didn't get my succession plantings done. Or I will have to do my succession plantings. Those are my 3 options. So it's a bit of a drastic way to make sure you're doing succession sowing, really. But I've gone for, rather than going for lots of different crops, I've gone for 1 or 2 varieties, but lots of succession sowing. So my carrots, for instance, are Autumn King, because I find them really reliable. But I will sow those every few weeks to make sure I have a succession of carrots to go through. I'm not going to succession sow parsnips because you sow parsnips and they tend to all be ready in the autumn and winter anyway. I just have to make sure I sow a lot of them because I am horrendous at digging them up and just trying one or two to see if they're ready, and they are, and they're tasty, but I never end up having any left at this time of year when they've had the frost and it's really tasty. I got there. Sean the gardener. Good. Garden Centre near me have loose seed potatoes, a lot cheaper than bags of seed potatoes. Yes, so I've seen that. So they have those at the Blue Diamond centres as well. So you kind of, it's like a pick and mix. You go up and you get your bag and you put in whichever potatoes you want and you weigh it. The only thing I would find with that is I would probably muddle up and not remember which potatoes were in which bag. There we go. There's been a conversation about growing cranberries. I've missed some of it. The chat's going very fast. But yeah, quite a commitment to grow cranberries. Sutton's have a potato sale at the moment. Good pricing. Shipping costs nearly £7. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're buying online, the shipping, you need to go to somewhere. It took me a while to find somewhere that had all the varieties I wanted for the first earlies and the main crop. Obviously, if you're paying £6 or £7 for shipping, you don't want to go to 2 or 3 different places. So Debs has got seed potatoes this year. Rudolph, lovely gift me last year. You know who you are. Somebody out there has been very kind and sent Deb some seed potatoes. Yeah, and there's a lot to be said for saving your own seed. I know Bowtie David's always saying the best seed that grows is the one that you already find in your garden. But and Shawnee also has championed this. If your seed has grown in your garden, if you have grown that plant, that seed is acclimated to your area, so it's going to grow much better. I'm a big advocate of saving your own seed. Florida uses Roselle as a cranberry substitute, but now I want to try cranberries. Thanks, Robin. And I can't. Must check carbs for dried tart cherries. Okay. Substitutes and things. I think substitution is going to be a theme in my year. So Rob got told off by his wife, that's the lovely June, for not growing enough potatoes or something else, Rob. Yeah, we did that one. How do you get your potatoes in the attic? Good question. We got Steve's allotment. I'm not growing many potatoes in tubs this year. Instead, 30 tubs, I'll use 15 and grow more in the ground. I'm growing solely in the ground. The only thing that's, well, the first earlies technically will be on the surface of the ground with the compost on top in the cold frame, but I've never really grown potatoes anywhere other than in the ground. I grew up farming and I worked on a potato farm a few years, picking and sorting and grading the potatoes, and growing potatoes in buckets. A bit odd for me. I can see why people do it, because the one thing you'll know if you've ever grown potatoes in the ground is you'll be growing your cabbages, your brassica, and your potato plot or something else on your potato plot next year, and right in the middle of your lovely rows of whatever you put there, you'll have a potato plant pop up here and there because you never get them all. I'll be growing loads of potatoes this year unless they're all in Steve's SSPC. Oh, single seed potato challenge. Yes. Single seed potato challenge. I don't know how many people will be doing that one. Double cherries, so good for you. cherries are good for me. I used to have a cherry tree in my garden at my old house, and it was lovely. And it was so big and abundant that even though all the birds would flock in, the pigeons flock in and eat them, there was still plenty left. Lots of little bags. They provided an ink marker for the bags. Oh, okay. So you get to write on them. That would be helpful. That would be much helpful. Well, she always talks about the puddles. Thought maybe there was a low area of work for a bush type. Do you know what, Shawnee? I have quite a lot of boggy ground at the bottom of the hill. I have planted it to willow and alder because it will tolerate the wet. But I probably do have a boggy place. I could plant cranberries. Don't get back to in-ground spuds. We'll still do some in 30-litre tubs. Yeah, Debs, I've just for growing in the ground, one thing that most people do is they do a lot of digging and earthing up of that. I'm a bit lazy. I use the root stout method where I grow potatoes in the ground. I haven't had space for quite a long time, but I've usually I've not really ever started a new bed. I've always taken over somebody else's allotment or moved into a garden where it's already a vegetable bed where I've done them. But if you start fresh, you put down the cardboard and then the compost and set the potatoes on that, on the surface. So I've always set the potatoes on the surface, put a bit of compost over because I'm not sure about leaving them properly on the top. I'm not that brave. Just kind of slightly, just so they're just covered, and then just piled on lots of straw. And because I've always kept chickens where I've had land, there's always lots of straw bales that, you know, sometimes I just throw one in the run for them to like, stand on and poop on and pick out. So there's always lots of spoilt hay or straw. And just piled that on. Grass clippings when I mow the lawn, that gets thrown on the top. Just and you know, it's almost like a compost pile I'm building on top of my potatoes. I tend not to put anything like other vegetable peelings, and there's mostly grass and straw and hay and anything chickens or anything that's spoiled or wet or mouldy or whatever. And the potatoes grow up through it brilliantly. And then I don't have to dig my potatoes up. I'm like literally just pulling apart straw and hay. It's light, it's easy, it's fresh. The potatoes come up fairly clean, you know, unless you've kind of done something silly like put too much grass clippings in at once and they've gone a bit slimy. And it's, yeah, it's really, really good way to grow potatoes, I find. We got there. May do Manitou for eating, Condor for Malvern, and 2 other varieties for show. Dorian Nadine, as they always seem to be very uniform, and I have seen people showing them. Yeah, that's the thing about showing. You have to, you can't just grow good spuds. You have to grow good spuds that all are the same size and shape. I cannot get Condor down in Cornwall. I've not seen it for years. Oh, Sean, you're in Cornwall. Oh, yeah. Maybe look online, Sean. Maybe look online. Be the way to get them here. Carrots and parsnips are definite for me, Sean. So we're talking about their main crops, mostly. Brilliant. I'm right at the bottom of the chat now. Oh no, I'm not. Somebody put something else in there now. I had to restrain from eating all my Condor and Manitou because they taste so good. Yes. Yes. And it's nice when you grow something, you find the variety that really suits you. It's really exciting. Sometimes you try like lots of different potatoes and everybody has different tastes, but when you find like the tomato, the potato, or the carrot, and you really like that flavor, I think that's just amazing to, you know, it really spikes you. It gives you a good reason to like, I can't get these anywhere else, so I'm going to grow them. Can't find them on sale anywhere. Oh, you've got 2 seed. Look after those seed potatoes. Make sure you grow them and make sure you've got more. I've seen my carrot raised bed took me days to fill up. Oh, I think I saw. Look at Jameson's their main supplier for Condor, but sold out again for this year. That's the thing. So I always put my seed orders in really early, and I see a lot of people saying, "No, you're not too late to order seeds." Quite often, the really good varieties sell out quite early. If I grow vegetable that grows well, I will grow most years, but I will try others. You have to. Yeah, you do. You do have to keep trying different things. And that's why this community is so good, because quite often you'll be in a live chat and you'll have settled on what you're growing for this year. And then all of a sudden, somebody will go, "Oh, I really grew this and it was really amazing." And then all of a sudden, um, you'll end up growing kush or squash that you hadn't intended to, or a tomato variety you hadn't intended to, or something else you hadn't intended to. Right. Now, what else did I have on my list of things to talk about? Um, we've already talked about this. It's like, what's going now? So we were all talking about your potatoes and things that you are um, bringing up. Yeah. One of the other things I wanted to talk about tonight is Muddy Puddles' future as a community space. There's a bit of a change in topic, really. So I always viewed Muddy Puddles not so much as my farm and my land, but as a place that I'm stewarding and taking care of, and will eventually pass on to one of my children if they're ever interested in gardening, or somebody that has a passion for farming. I've always had this hope that somebody would join me and work with me on the land, and it wasn't all just my project. And I have worked really, really hard and invited lots of growers and people who are local who think they want a space to grow flowers, a small market garden, um, keep a few their own little flock of sheep and be responsible for them. And they've all come, they've all had a look and gone, "Oh, no, thank you." And I think I have the most beautiful farm, and I really would like to share it. So the other thing that this challenge is doing is forcing me to go out and form trades and relationships with other people locally and make connections. I'm hoping through that, but eventually I'll find somebody that's nearby enough that has the same ethos as me. I'm not keen on having somebody in that's going to want to use bug sprays or chemicals or um, high tillage. I want somebody that's kind of got an ecological focus the same as me, that wants to steward and look after the land, who wants it to be in a good condition to improve the environment and to improve the land and to be able to pass it on to somebody else. And that's not really happened, despite kind of putting out feelers and trying to find local people. And I've structured the farm in a way where it is or it will be conducive to sharing land with other people. Um, One of the big projects this year I've finally completed installing is the willow dome. So I have a 30 feet diameter circular willow dome that I'm creating, and I've planted the willow structure. And the idea is while it's growing up, I will put something similar to a flagpole, I guess, in the centre and be able to run a parachute which is 28 feet wide. So the idea is that will go up inside and create a lovely sheltered, shady community area where people can sit and picnic and have things. I've thought of other ideas. One of the thoughts behind the flower farm is pick your own. So encourage people to come out, bring a picnic, have a lovely day on the farm, see some of the animals, pick some flowers, have a lovely day and go home. But that, opening up the farm to the community and having more people visit the farm, having people interact with the farm and the growing spaces and be interested in the farm is really key for me. I'm in my 50s now. I hope I've got 20 or 30 years more of farming. But in reality, after that, then I will need somebody to pass that on to. Oh, hi. Yay, Maureen, Diva in the dirt. You're here. Yeah, living done. So I've been harvesting willow for quite some time, and I've done a woven fence that goes around. There are 4 entrances, north, south, east and west, which will eventually come. The willow there is about my height, but it needs to grow a bit more to make an archway over each of the entrances. And the idea is it would just be a cool, shady, nice space where people can go and sit under the awning, have a drink, have a cup of tea, have a picnic. Yeah. Yes, Jay, the willow greens usually are enough, but I think it's going to take a few years for it to get there. It's about 2 feet high at the moment. I know willow grows quickly, and I will keep tying it in and growing it, but I think it could be 2 or 3 years before it's reasonable to give shade. This will give me the parachute shade will give me an immediate cover. And if I get one that is water resistant, like a proper parachute silk, if there's a light rain, it will also be a nice place to sit under still, even with a very light rain. So that's kind of where my thoughts are. Yeah, so invite people. We can trade food stuff for Mish and barter trade. That would be good. Yeah. In the UK, we have a scheme called Open Farm Day, and I was hoping to do that this year. Unfortunately, it falls on the same day I graduate from my permaculture course, and it's not an optional day. It's like 1 day a year, and it's a fabulous scheme because they support you with all your banners and promotion. People who want to go and have a look at a farm for a day, experience a farm for a day, go on their website, and everybody's events are there, and they can look on a map for where it's close to them. Oh, hi, Susan. Hi, everybody. Oh, you're still admin, Susan. Susan, I know it's really cheeky. I do have an admin that will be arriving, but I don't know if Stella is here yet. If she is, give me a shout. Would you be able to, Susan, if possible, pop people's links up in the chat so people can check out each other's channels? And hi. Hi, Masha. Nice to see you on the live. Masha is out in the Philippines, I believe, and he has a channel he likes to sing, and he also raises chickens, and he gardens, and he visits his daughter, and his daughter visits him. It's a lovely, heartwarming channel. I like to keep an eye on what Maha's up to, which is great. I've been following, I think it's almost a year now that I've been following you. Yeah, very nice chap. Okay, so sharing the land. So having people in through that open farm would be a really good start. And the other thing I wanted to do were events. So one of the thoughts I have is that for animal habitats, the 2 things I could do is, one is bird box buildings. So people in our area, there are quite a few families are very poor, on the red line poor, but they could come out to the farm and spend a day and build a bird box that they can hang on the farm. Or if people wanted to take their bird box home, they could purchase a bird box making kit and make the bird box and then take it home. But maybe reach out to one of the charities. I think the RSPB do bird box kits and things like that, and see if they would support something like that sort of event where people come and do that. That's one idea. And the other one is very simple and cheap, is making bug homes and bug houses. And I've done this with all of my children. In fact, we do it every year. We either make new bug boxes or we top up the old ones. So we get terracotta pots, we put them on their side, and then we jam her full of sticks and different things. Sometimes we make a structure where it's just the 4 walls, 2 holes drilled in top so we can hang it up somewhere, and then fill that up with the hollow bamboo canes, different size sticks, pine cones, bits of straw jammed in, just lots of different textures and size holes. So I figure that those are 2 really good autumnal open days I could do. Yeah, yeah, bird boxes have discarded pallets in the last few years. I've done that, and I've got access to lots of pallets. What I feel for an open day, particularly if I'm encouraging families and young people, that some people will find that challenging and frightening. I think that if there were a range of ways they could make bird boxes, but I also think like bird box kits, somebody, especially if they've got smaller children, they would be able to make that more easily with the children if they weren't worried about cutting and sawing and getting the right angle so that the roof meets correctly and those sorts of things. A lot of people put off and worried. I think I could do some adult days making bird boxes out of scrap materials. Yeah, I've made bird boxes seem to be the ones the birds prefer rather than the store-bought. Store-bought ones are all well and good, but quite often you find with store-bought ones, they work out the cheapest material. Cheapest material and the thinnest wood, and they're not quite as solid and secure as you perhaps make if you designed it and built it yourself with the scraps of wood. Oh my goodness, YouTube just sent me the notification, Dave. We've been talking about you. It's fine. I'm surprised your ears weren't burning. 6 layers of wallpaper in dining room of our first house. Not fun, no. So David's in the middle of refurbishing in his house for anybody that doesn't know. It's time consuming. It's taking up a lot of his time. The chat is whizzing by. I want to build an Eastern Screech owl box, but I think I may have to purchase. Okay. I'm going to look for a YouTube video on that. Carol, you might find one. That'd be good. Yeah, I would love some owl boxes. I haven't got anything tall enough yet to put an owl box on, except for a really wonky tree, and I don't want to put an owl box on it because I think it might blow down. It's this angle because of the wind. And I just worry that it's quite old, that it might go over with the owl and all. Yeah, when my trees are tall enough, because owls like to be up high. If anybody has a channel they want Susan to share the link to, that would be really kind. Thank you very much. Susan, could I just ask you to check that Rob's allotment channel has definitely got a link up, because it didn't work last time for some reason. Please, I appreciate that very much. I should have at ecology today. I set a lot of alarms all day long. Oh, just soaking the wallpaper. You've not got one of those steamer paddles, David. They work really well. Yeah, never store-bought never lasts long, only one season. They don't always last very long. Yes, please. Yep, okay. Yep. People talking to Susan. If you need help to dig your land, just phone the police up. We just found a human bone. That would work, Rob. That would work. I tell you what, I was thinking about my land. I've had it. So the piece that's going to be the annual garden this year has been covered since the autumn, when I wrestled in the high winds a giant tarpaulin to cover it all. The reason being, I had laid down, I just spent 2 days gathering grass clippings from around the field because I'd had the grass topped. And I'd had this big pile that was about 18 inches deep of grass, and the wind came up and it was all getting blown away. And I thought, I just spent 2 days doing that. So I was fighting with this 10 meter by 10 meter tarpaulin, and I was determined to get it down and not lose the grass I spent so long collecting. But that's sat there now for, it will be almost 6 months at the end of February. And I was thinking I could walk Kevin and Ava up from their pigsty. So Kevin and Ava are the pigs. I could put some fencing around that area. Could scatter their food over the ground. Could put a big bucket of water in there for them, and I could go down and do some other jobs in the perennial garden next door and let them dig it for me, Rob. That's my plan. Yep. Thank you, Susan, for sharing these links. Lots of wallpaper talk going on. What have we got? That's what I was feeling. I thought the house was on fire. It's burning hot. Yes, we were talking about you and the thing you say about the seeds. The seed that grows best is a seed that's already in your garden. That's when we were talking about you, David. Yeah, earlier I was watching you collecting your chili seeds and finding them quite uncomfortable. What else have we got? Some links going up. That's useful. I just have no place at the moment to bring out my mitre saw and table. Yeah, that's the trouble. Everything gets packed away this time of year, so the kind of workspace for us is usually workable. It's got things like barbecues and patio sets and things in there. So yeah. Croc Gardener, hi, you made it. Hello. Nice to see you. Croc Gardener, if you speak to Susan, she will share your link. Croc Gardener, I don't know how far you're off your 1,000. So last count, I looked at Croc Gardener. He had 950 subs, and he was still looking for some more watch hours as well. So and I know we all like to support each other, and then I know sometimes you look at lots of channels and support people. I will say my only regret for playing some of Croc Gardener's playlists is that if I've had to go and do a job, I've left it playing and I've missed bits. There's some really good information, some really good gardening going on there. Really impressed, especially with the winter garden. Looks really healthy. Really good vegetables coming in there. And there's Diva. So Maureen, we can shut her out. Yeah, the steamer paddle, that's what you need. I wouldn't strip wallpaper without one now. I remember when I was younger and my parents were renovating, they gave me a scraper and like a wallpaper paste brush with a bucket of cold water. I'll brush the water on and then scrape. And you know, you need the steamer. Maha, does that mean you're off now, or you're saying hi? If you're going, thanks for dropping in. Nice to see you. If you're just saying hi. Yeah, I can't stay long. Busy chap. It's when you're working full time, you're trying to grow food and run a YouTube channel, and the way you do, it's yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, that's a Kevin could be the spokespig for your channel, social media and farm tours. Now, the original plan was Kevin was going to be kept for bacon and keep Ava company until the point where Ava was due to have a litter. Now, he has become a little bit of the star of his show. A lot of people watch my channel just because they like Kevin and Ava, particularly Kevin. He has such a personality, and he is he's just the friendliest, loveliest pig. He thinks he's a puppy dog. He's a lot more intelligent than most pigs I've met. And so because of that, I had this idea to launch a campaign called Save Kevin's Bacon. He is Kevin Bacon. That is his name. And the the idea is to brainstorm and think of ways to save Kevin's bacon. And oh goodness me, I don't know what happened there. There we go. I lost my comments for a minute. Sean's garden needs a link. Oh, Doug. Doug is crop gardener, and he is on 982 subs. So that's good. Yeah. Susan, I know that Pete's listening in but not commenting much. I don't know if you've got his link in there or not, please. Oh. So the plan for Kevin has changed because I have received death threats over TikTok if I harm Kevin, because I'm also on TikTok. So the plan for Kevin has changed. So I've decided that this year I'm going to float the £600 feed bill that he gives me for the year. And I'm going to use him instead of bacon as a companion, because I need to get boar in. I'm not going to be able to find a boar to service Ava. The only male boar in this area of her breed that is purebred and meets the breed standard and will give a good standard of piglet is her dad, and I cannot breed her with her dad because that wouldn't give me a good standard of piglet, and it's quite unethical. So I need to buy in a boar because it'll be a boar that's coming from further away. So that will mean that if I buy in a boar, there are going to be times when Ava's on her own when he's out servicing other pigs, and there's going to be a time where the boar is on the farm, Ava's got a litter of piglets, and the boar's on his own. So Kevin will probably move between Ava and keeping the boar companionship when one or the other are on their own. Oh, Sean. Yeah, so Kevin was named after the actor Kevin Bacon, but I thought it was funny because he was going to be the bacon pig. His two sisters came from the same litter, who are currently in my freezer. I am quite heartless. Were Streaky and Smoky. So it was the Bacon family. So we had Streaky Bacon, Smoky Bacon, and Kevin Bacon. So Kevin, I'm saving Kevin's bacon, and I'm trying to think of ways where I can justify his £600 feed bill. So my plan is to float it for this year and think of a really good campaign to save Kevin's bacon. It might save my bacon too. Because yeah, people get really upset on TikTok when you talk about bacon pigs. I watched your channel for you. Thank you. The animal was great. But oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol. That is so kind. Oh, made me smile, made me blush. Save Kevin's bacon. Everyone cut loose for this. Yeah, save Kevin's bacon. So I'm going to have to think of a way of doing that. As I sit here having a turkey bacon snack. Yeah, sorry, I'm really thirsty. I'm just going to have a quick sip. Or a big glug. Yeah, I think sometimes it's ironic because quite often, I'll be like, oh, I love you, boy. Scratch his ears. He rolls over for a tummy rub, wags his tail. And I go home and have one of his sisters for my tea. It's a bit. Barter trade food, $10 of food for another day up for Kevin. Yeah, I'll be good. Yeah. Thank you, Susan, for putting all of those up. I missed what you said. Oh, sorry, Susan. So I'm not sure if you might have already done it because the chat's going by, to be honest, so quickly. I might have missed it. I just wanted to check whether you had put Pete's Cornish Garden link up, because I know he's editing a video and he's listening, but he's not active in the chat, so you might have missed that he's there. And I think, was it Sean the gardener? It was somebody. Sean, was it you? Somebody said they mentioned Sean's garden 3742 missed me 3 times, so I don't know if that one's. Sometimes the links, you try and put them up, and they just don't work. Same happened last week with Rob. I know Susan put Rob's allotment garden up a few times and it just didn't work. No, that was not the one. Somebody asked a question and I missed it, and then there we go. I keep telling Jo not to make friends with her food. You know, I would say stop blaming your food growing up. Yeah, this is true. Don't make friends with your food. In all reality, in all honesty, I think I probably would have it in me to send Kevin to the slaughterhouse, but my husband's also fallen in love, and I think he'd divorce me for being a monster. He'd be like, well, if she can get rid of Kevin for bacon and I'm insured, I think he'd probably leave me. I think secretly he loves him too. Was Rob's attic? Yeah, no. I don't know if Rob. I don't know whose links have gone up. I've seen a few of them, but to be fair, it's whizzing by me. But Sean's garden has been put up now because he said many thanks, so that's definitely been done. Pete's Cornish Garden, and just double check that Rob's link, if it's been put up. Yay, Pete's Cornish Garden's up. Thank you very much. And Sean, yeah, I think that's everybody's. Thank you. Yeah, Rob, if you could just confirm that your link got put up earlier, that'd be great. And then I think everybody's been done. Yeah, so giving animals names, I don't think it makes a lot of difference to me. I grew up on a small holding, and we didn't say what are we having for tea tonight. We used to say who are we having for tea tonight. So, you know, Winnie, Ellen, and Snowy, and Duffer, and a few of the other animals. The only thing we didn't rename were the chickens, and that's because we always got hybrid reds, and they just all look the same. Did well. Oh, Carol would like a link, please. No. Do you do many lives? This is my second live, so I'm still learning. I'm still not fluent. I'm still not brilliant at it, but I'm learning. I know that Susan has started doing from High Country, Australia, has started doing 2 a week. So she does lives. I know that Carol at South Florida Sunshine Tropicals does a weekly live, usually a panel show deal with Shawnee Grows is often on there. Diva in the Dirt, let's speak properly, is often there. when she can. Robin Grows is there. I can't remember everybody that Carol has. Oh, and Dave as well from Bowtie Dave, Life in the Garden, is often a panel member. Diva in the Dirt also mostly does weekly. She's had some issues go on, so she's had a little break. But Diva in the Dirt also does a live on a Saturday night. Now, a lot of the channels in the US and Canada, Diva in the Dirt is Canada, the shows are on quite late at night, and I catch them on the replay usually. So Diva in the Dirt also does a panel style show. Quite often Robin Grows is there, Shawnee Grows is often there, sorry, Robin Gardens is quite often there, Shawnee Grows is often there. I'm struggling for remembering who I've seen there. Lots of people. Shawnee Grows also does pop-up lives. She's a very busy mum, very busy life. So she does them as and when she can. Bowtie Dave does pop-up lives. Sometimes he has an event that's scheduled. I know he has one for tomorrow. And it's at a time of day where I will be able to stay awake and watch it, which is great. Don't forget this name I'm using, my real channel name. Oh, Rob's Attic, yes. So Rob's allotment. Rob's Attic is his real channel name. Maybe that's where the problems come in with sharing your link, maybe. Yeah. 14 in the chat, 10 thumbs up. Hit the like, people. Thank you, Sean. Hit the like. Hi, nice to see you here. You know, I keep telling Rob's Attic to be nice to people. Just because there's no troll in an attic is no excuse for them. So Rob will never be banned. Never be banned from me. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. No, you're not, Susan. Your phone was crap the first couple of times because you couldn't leave your veranda, your internet, but you're really good. I think you do a really good job of watching and keeping up with the chat when you do yours, and that's really hard because I spend most of my time looking over there because I'm trying to see what people are saying. But I think you do really well. English breakfast family would probably freak TikTok out. Yeah, TikTok on. I've had messages going, piggies are friends, not for eating. And how would you like it? I'll come to your house and eat you. And I'm like, oh, there have been some greetings, fellow earthlings. Food Forest Permaculture, brilliant channel. His food forest in his garden is so much further along than my food forest. I think needs a machete to get in there and get through it. It's prolific. I'm saying that, and I've seen Bowtie David's garden. It's nice to see you guys subbing and supporting each other. That's brilliant. That's great. Howie. Say hi to Howie. And then saying back. Good to see you. Jay. Mighty Puddles Farm is a rock star. I'm hoping it's all going to bloom and take off because I have no lambs this year to eat anything. People saying hi. Yeah, I think 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is middle of the insert your own rude word there, night for us in the UK, but I will watch back the next day. There we go. I'm done editing. You've got my full attention now. Right. Oh, pressure's on. I've got to be off before your onion news starts. Can't be cutting to your onion news time. Yeah. And Diva is on Saturday, 10 Eastern Standard Time. And I think 10 Eastern Standard Time is about 3 a.m. our time, I think. Will you be on my pop-up next Saturday? If you'll have me, I will be there. Okay. That's your way of saying 4-pack out and ready. And do you know what, Sean? Sometimes he has the 4-pack out and he's still on his live. They're quite rowdy. It can be. And that's the point, Pete. I think you mentioned something about you were going to be live monthly. That was the plan. Yes, nighttime is usually any time I can go live. Yeah, I get that. I'm in a quite quiet phase in my life. My children, for the most part, have grown up and left home. We come and visit. I've got a son staying for a little while at the moment. He'll be going, moving on. My own parents have passed on now, so I'm not responsible for nursing them anymore. And my husband's parents are quite healthy at the moment, but in the future that might change. And Maureen's mum is a superstar. I've been following her story and her journey, and oh, it gives me, my heart melts when I see your mum smile. There we go. Tomorrow's live will be the first one. My newly donated studio equipment. I'm very excited about it. Come see how bad everything blows up. So see if you have too many buttons. So Bowtie Life was gifted from a friend who decided that podcasts were not them, boxes of equipment, and there's a stream deck and all sorts apparently. Very excited about it. Kid in the candy shop. No, please don't. I've never been very good at compliments. I see them now in all pink. What time is it? You're live tomorrow. Oh, I think for us it's middle of the day. I can probably check. Let me. I am distracted a minute because I'm checking because I have booked it on my. I've scheduled it. Have a look. Bowtie Life in the Garden lives. It is scheduled for 3:15. No, hang on, is that the right one? 3:15 tomorrow, 17th. No, oh no, hang on. That's, yeah, 17th the 1st. It confuses me because the dates back to front. We do day, month, year in the UK, and this is shown up as month, date, year. So 3:15. I think that's, oh, just ought to check that's on waiting. Oh, why is that not showing me everything? 3:15 p.m. 3:15 p.m. So it's 3:15 in the afternoon for our for Dave's live tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to because I can listen to it. It's been a really tough month. So Susan has been live streaming, going, "There's fire over there." Couldn't get out. The roads were blocked. So Susan was on the farm with the fires all around. And she live streamed when it started raining as well, which was a relief. I don't know. It's onion night, and I am going to go in another about 5 minutes. I'm just going to finish the chat because I want to have a drink, and I want to be ready to watch Pete's show when it comes up. 400,000 hectares burnt in our state now. Got some hay and chipping away at it though. Yeah, I mean that's kind of pressure that thankfully I don't have here. The most likely thing to spoil our hay is the rain, and that doesn't really threaten life. It's just annoying. I've just sown my chilies for Jason's challenge. Hope to do a better job growing this year. Oh, Pete, we've just look. These are not the chilies for the challenge. These are, so I've sown at the back there. the other end. So those are my mild chilies I can eat. And then after the zebranche, there is Joe's Long. And those seeds, the zebranche, the Joe's Long, and the lacer and sweet pepper are ones that Jason sent to me. Those are other things I've sown. And there's my potato slips, Pete. I'm so sorry, I'm boring everybody else. Everybody else has already seen this, Pete. This is my ginger. And down there, in a minute, Pete, you'll see my onion challenge. There's my winner, I think, there. Some of the older leaves are starting to wilt. But yeah. So there we go. Where am I now? What have I got there? Lives, a good thing. My mate does a beach fishing live every night. Brings a bit of community in. Yeah. I think sometimes when you're live, it's as much fun chatting in the chat and making connections with people that have the same ideology and ethos, and I'm really interested in the same things, as is to listen to some boring old lady chit chat. You know, some chicks build a better home, we've scheduled. Yeah, were you here, Dave? And I was like, these are the chips I made with my Jerusalem artichoke, my sunchokes. I burnt them a little bit, but they are really nice and crispy. And I discovered, bang and crashing, these don't give me any side effects. So I'm really happy with that. So my chilies for me, please. Oh, Jimmy has no space. He has no space for the onions he's already got. Need some more space, maybe. Great live. Must get back to my rocket stove. Yep, brilliant. Hopefully you're making a video of that. I'll look out for that. 3 p.m. UK time. Or 3:15. Yep, that's what it says on my thing. Bye, take care. The American folk are usually 6 hours behind us. Yep. What you like to have any room for chilies, Jimmy? Yeah, he's got to wait for he's going to put them in greenhouse that he's ordered. I think he said so. I think he's got to get the greenhouse and put that up or something. But everything's full. There are no shelves anywhere at the moment. 7:18 a.m. Saturday morning there. I'm assuming that's for Bowtie David's live, not yours, Susan. I think you just midweek. Mondays our time, Tuesdays your time. It's confusing when the days are even different. Haven't had my morning coffee yet. I'm going to live while I was waiting. Oh, have your coffee. Have your coffee. Live fishing, Agile. Just say it's been great and see everybody at 9 on Peak Channel. Okay, take care. I am finishing up now. What's that? I'm watching you on Social Blade. It will not be long till we all focus on one time. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's kind. That'd be good. I might save Kevin's bacon. You never know. Thank you. Enjoyed it all. I think everybody's saying goodbye. Great live stream. I'll be back. Thank you very much. I may plug that, Shawnee. Yes, of course you can. Yes. So on Monday evening, there is going to be a new show on the Urban Gardener called The Green Room. There is Enoch will be hosting with his new co-host Natalie, if I remember correctly. And on the panel will be Robin from Robin Gardens and Shawnee from Shawnee Grows. And that is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is really, really late for us, but we can always watch on replay, or we can stay up late if we really want to. Right. I met Joe. Imagine I was being a guest on Enoch's Let's Get Growing show. I was broadcasting atop a volcano crater. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah, on top of the volcano crater. I think you were doing some really interesting things. You were visiting the cemetery, the military cemetery. Wonderful live. If you pop up my live tonight at 10:30. Sorry, I walked away for a moment. So I got into something else. I was busy with the son. When I was working before I gracefully retired, I used to use my molasses from Mill Valley. Great company, super fast delivery. Okay. Have you ever thought about doing a members club? I haven't really. So I'm really new to technology. At the beginning of the year, my phone tone was stuck to a fart noise, and my children changed it, and I couldn't change it, and my husband wouldn't help me because he thought it was funny. I've come a long way. I've taken videos, I'm editing them, I'm doing this. I kind of get scared of technical things and things where I have to input things to computers, but maybe I will one day. Do my lives Tuesday and Thursday my time, Monday and Wednesday in the Northern Hemisphere. Thank you, Susan. Look out for those. And I think, Rob, seeing as we're both free on a Monday evening, I think it might be that kind of 7 o'clock-ish time slot that we probably can fill. And we have a store of, just very handy, Jimmy. Oh, moles, yes, moles is very handy. Right. Thanks for this promo. Next live date time. Haven't decided yet. I quite like the Friday slot. Did a great job, Joe, and the show Shawnee and Robbie did on Shawnee's channel was great too. Yes, it was really good. I watched it back first thing this morning. I did try and stay awake, but my goodness me, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's really. What is a members club? So you can set it up so people can apply to be a member, and then you can have membership fees. They can range from a few pence. I think Shawnee's start at 99 cents and they can go up to whatever. So thanks for reading the chat, Joe. I was making sourdough so I couldn't read it, so you're welcome. Oh, there's a question. What's the farm your dream? Mine would be to own a garden centre or a nursery, but the proper one with no cuddly toys, games, sweets, gases, just proper garden stuff. Do you know what? That would be brilliant. And I think that could work, Sean, if it were online. I think because of the rent and the business rates, I think garden centres kind of have to give people what they want. And, you know, people are over £4 for a packet of seed, but will spend £20 on tap. So it could work. But yeah, the farm has always been my dream. I grew up on a small holding. I worked on farms. We had to move away from here, where I grew up, for work. I was just really tired of, if you work on the farms in Cornwall, you will know this. You'll get anywhere from 2 weeks work to 3 months work, and then you're like, we don't need you tomorrow, and you have no work. And it's when you have children, you can't live like that. So we moved away for work. We're back now, and this has been a dream for me. We actively looked for land for about 15 years before we found something. Some of the land that I bid on went for as much as £30,000 per acre, and that wasn't even recently. That land prices in the UK, if you want anything smaller than 5 acres, are ridiculous, which is why I have 9 acres. I don't need 9 acres. 9 acres was cheaper than 2 or 3. So, right, I am going to go in a minute. I am definitely going in a minute. I'm starting to sound like you, Dave. Listen to you scrapping more paper to your background. More of your lives, very near future. Right. I bought 2 market gardens years ago, and they were the best. Yeah, I think life is so short. You have to do in your life what you enjoy. You have to work at what your passion is. If you are working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, doing a job you hate in an office, or that is no way to spend your life. That's absolutely no way to spend your life at all. That's all right, Stella. That's absolutely fine. It's nice to see you here, Stella. I'm about to sign off in a minute, but it'd be really kind. Are you still here, Susan? If you are, would you be able to pop Stella's link up too? Stella had tried to rush home from work to be a moderator for me. Obviously got held up, but that's fine. I'll message you later, Stella, anyway. But thank you so much. Check out Stella's channel. She does really good videos too on about her allotment. She's a no dig grower, and she's also started a series where she's interviewing gardeners from around the world. And the last one was the Hellenic project, which is great. Yeah, that's all right, Carol. Craziness happens. Sometimes life is busy and everything. Brilliant. Stella's Vegetables is up now. I am going to sign off because I do need to go and do a few bits, and then I am going to settle myself down with my headphones and my tablet and see what sort of onions everybody's been growing and how much bigger than my onions Pete's onions are. Because Pete's onions are looking properly nice. Mine are okay, but Pete's are properly nice. So thank you everybody for showing up. It's been wonderful to spend some time with you. Yeah, Stella. Yeah, watch it back. That's fine. Things happen. Life happens. It's all good. Right, take care, everybody. Bye.